Hey, Minivan Hell um, has dug up more information, and Farrah actually apparently has reached out to her as well. So here we go. Here is the latest update. A lot of this is kind of some recap of what we already knew from Michael Fox's information. So the story regarding Katie Porter's text messages truly upsets me because I absolutely feel that this was a leak within the party. Well, absolutely. I mean, obviously. Of course it was. Of course it was. I believe Fox News is being used by Dems to take shots at fellow Dems, and I find it disgusting. Yeah, I agree with you. Why do I think that? Let's talk. Number one. All right, so this is the article that I already went through. Actually, no, this is a reprint of basically the same thing. Probably with less vitriol because it's from Yahoo News, but we already know the information in that article for the most part. Okay, so let's just go through each tweet. To start, I will clarify that I have put in my own public records request and will update when I get responses, which can take a week plus. I'm not sure why people aren't using the actual term FOIA. CNN did when they actually put in the request. He said it was a FOIA request, but I think this probably, people are calling it records requests because Farrah said that when she was trying to make her excuses for how they got the screenshots. But it is a FOIA request, a Freedom of Information Act request, and it's a very common practice among any public agency that has to disclose their business dealings, contract dealings, so on and so forth, right? All right. But what I have found so far, on September 9th, 2022, CNN asked for copies of text messages and emails between Porter and Khan that were for the dates between July 11th and July 20th in 2021. Okay? You know, honestly, the records request might have needed to go a little bit further back than that. They probably should have asked for all communications, and maybe I'll tell Minivan how to check this out. They probably should have asked for all communications between Khan and Irvine PD related to this town hall from the date that Katie scheduled it, and it was made of known to the police, or was on publicly available on her website, to all the way to the event. Because what else? The other thing that we need to know is, why did they hang back? Why did they manage the event differently? Okay, on September 16th, 2022, per a screenshot posted by Khan, her chief of staff responded to CNN's request with docs attachments not posted. I'm not sure why it would have come from the chief of staff rather than your information officer. Because there was a lead information specialist who responded to Michael Fox. And generally, you have somebody within the city that is responsible for responding to FOIA requests, who is not the chief of staff. So this is fishy too, and this is fishy too. However, per a conversation between an Irvine resident and CNN reporter at KFAL, CNN didn't actually receive their info until October 3rd. So that's, I guess, where she's coming up with the 10-3 date that Farrah threw it out at me, because the original Fox News article was published, I think, on September 27th, but I think there was some information that leaked even before that. This is the email. Attached are records pertaining to public records requests. We don't know what the attachments look like. And if it looks anything like what Farrah posted to me on Twitter, what she posted to me on Twitter were just copies of the actual requests. They weren't the responses to the requests. Okay. September 22nd, 2022. Fox News very specifically requested text messages between Republican Katie Porter and Irvine Mayor Farrah Khan regarding the Irvine Police Department from July 10th to July 16th, 2022. 2021, sorry. September 26th, 2022, Fox published the first article with the screenshot below. And the screenshot is very gray looking. It's very grainy. It looks like a picture. It's, Okay. 10-3. Waiting for city to confirm date. Okay, so Minnie Van Hal has submitted her own records request at this point to get more information. Per message between resident and CNN reporter, CNN received response on 10-3. 10-13, 2022. Fox News received response by the city of Irvine, though the request was very specific to discussions of Irvine Police Department. Nothing was redacted. So pretty much the two screenshots that were in that last article that got published had absolutely nothing to do with city business or the Irvine Police Department. It was completely unrelated to this story entirely, and it was unnecessarily submitted for the public record. It was a private conversation between the two of them, and it looks very spiteful and vindictive that it was turned over to Fox. What's this one up here? This looks new. October 13th, Houston Keene, Fox News Digital. This letter responds to your September 22nd, 2022 request under the California Public Records Act, which falls under FOIA, for the text messages between Representative Katie Porter and Irvine Mayor Farrah Khan regarding the Irvine Police Department from July 10 through July 16, 2021. Please see responsive records provided below. Daniel Kim, Municipal Records Administrator. So that one, he's probably like over the department that does this sort of research and response. Okay, so we have one screenshot here that was in the original article. And then we've got the new ones that were not included in their original article. So that's why they came out in a later article, because these screenshots were not, or we can presume they were not included in the original leak to Fox News. But because Farrah submitted them for the public record, Irvine responded with them, even though they should have been redacted. So there could potentially be a clerical error, or there could be some funny business going on with her staff there. Because the rest of these, the last two screenshots, had absolutely nothing to do with that town hall. Okay, so now maybe Maybe this was merely a clerical error, but Fox News was very specific that they wanted text messages between Katie and Farrah during a certain time frame regarding Irvine Police Department. Not suspicious at all. But why was the Mexican restaurant portion not redacted? More than that, you can't say that this was like an amateur move like that, because Irvine is a fairly large city in Orange County. They would receive these types of requests, I would think, fairly frequently. Especially, like, for instance, uh, in municipalities, they generally will put certain contract items out to bid and have a bidding process. If there is any vendor who has submitted a proposal or is a part of the bidding process who disagrees with how the bidding process is going or disagrees with the result, there is a very common process for protesting the results or the process of the bidding, that is the same as this. It's going to be a FOIA request. So they would know how to respond. They would know the parameters of how you respond. And especially in the case of sensitive things like private texts, they would have known to redact the portions that were did not pertain to the request. They would have known this. It is absolutely inexcusable and looks very purposeful that it was included. And yes, the formatting is off. Let's compare the text messages from the original. Oh, it was 9/26. I knew it came out before the 27th. There we go. Okay, because I knew I'd heard about it be the day, at least a day or two before Central Committee. 9/26 Fox article, left versus the released messages given to Fox by the city of Irvine on 10/3. Do you notice a formatting difference? Yeah, I mean, they don't look. This does not. These are not the same. These came from different sources. These came from different sources. This was in the original article. This is what came out through the records request. Look at how flat it is. See, what happened here is they actually printed it. This was printed. This was on paper. This was printed. Because look at how flat it is. That's not an image. To end, I don't know if Mayor Khan leaked the texts or someone she trusted who had access. Well, obviously she leaked the texts. To whom, we don't know. She leaked them to somebody. Whether it was directly to Fox or not, she leaked them to somebody who then leaked them to Fox. So it doesn't matter if she filtered them through somebody or not. They came from her. Mayor Khan has reached out to me to clarify her side. Well, that'll be a fun conversation. I mean, look at just the way that she interacts with Katie over text. She clearly, like, you can't have a real conversation with this woman. I will follow up and update if we speak. I only want to see success in our local party, and the story has been incredibly disappointing. I hear you there, girlfriend. For background on the town hall, a known white nationalist who was running against Katie Porter, I believe his name was Nick Torres. The signs were up in Laguna Woods. I remember this. Who was running against Katie Porter in the primaries, was encouraged to attend by the Orange County GOP to cause chaos. Irvine Police Department knew and did not take proper measures to keep Katie and constituents safe. Irvine PD knew that white nationalists. Okay, so this is another thread that she did on the 27th. Who were encouraged to attend by OCGOP were going to target her event. And despite being alerted to the situation, Irvine PD made the decision to leave a congresswoman and community members alone in an unsafe situation. I'd be pissed too. Mm. Yeah. Nyla and Kaja were just talking about this last. They have closed their account, so their episodes aren't up anymore. But we were just talking about this story on the episode before their finale episode, and they said, I think it was Niall said that he, or maybe it was Kaja, I can't remember, said that they imagined that if Nazis were to come back, they would come back to Irvine. Remember that time with neo-Nazis talked about how friendly the Irvine Police Department were with them? I do. Uh, it's from an account I blocked. Obviously, it's neo-Nazi account, probably. That's why I probably blocked it. Oh, maybe not. I don't know why I have that account blocked. A thread regarding the OCGOP planned attack at Katie Porter's town hall from 2021, who sent a white nationalist to cause chaos. Lastly, I'm going to continue to side-eye those released text messages. I have a lot of questions, and Dems should be wondering the same damn things. Well, girlfriend, I'll go even a step further and ask, why was not this addressed at Central Committee on 9/27? Why was the Central Committee instead issued with an admonition? Is that the word I'm looking for? Admonishment. That a reminder that they could not support any non-endorsed candidate running for office if they were part of the Central Committee or part of the clubs. Which, by the way, I'm sorry, folks, but you can't go that far. You can maybe talk about censoring or controlling the leadership of those clubs, but you cannot restrict the freedom of speech of people who simply want to attend meetings and pay your membership dues. That is ridiculous. And you really need to rethink this, because it's getting out of control, especially now that we have this example of it, because there are a lot of people in Irvine, prominent Irvine Democrats, who are your hardest volunteers, the most hardcore volunteers, who walk the blocks. And everybody's done with Farrah. They are supporting Branda Lynn. Okay? I don't live in Irvine, so I have no say in this. All I can say is I'm disgusted with Farrah's behavior. But you all need to be ready to adapt to situations instead of try and double down and force people to back somebody who's acting like this. I have a lot of questions, and Dems should be wondering the same damn thing. Damn straight. Now she's going way back to July 12th, 2021. What needs to be fully understood regarding the fight that broke out at Katie Porter's town hall is that Nick Torres, well known for his violent confrontations, was encouraged to attend this I think that's supposed to be family-friendly, right? Family-friendly event, and press her by the Orange County GOP. They wanted this. This was their doing. And they do. They do a lot to harass politicians and organizers in Orange County.
And ask questions. We went down to go speak and ask Katie Porter, who's our elected representative, some questions. We were instructed to do this, or not instructed, I guess I took the impetus myself to go form this event, but the OCGOP or someone in a local GOP chapter went out and sent an invitation for us to go and ask questions and, kind of go out and press her a little bit. regarding everything she's doing in the 45th district. So again, she's a total hypocrite. She hadn't faced her constituents in over a year. We decided to go down after being prompted by the local GOP and to kind of make our voices heard. And again, we went down to go speak.
All right, well, by the way, he did not pick up his yard signs right away after the primary. So Laguna Woods, I hope that you find him. Because my understanding is if the yard signs don't get picked up from those public areas, there is, I know Mission Viejo, I think, fines $200 per sign. So I hope you find his ass. Jeez. Deranged animals. Every one of the people there supporting Katie Porter today were totally deranged. Totally out there. And honestly, I want to make a point on this too. Most of them aren't even from the United States. Most of the people from Irvine, California aren't from the U.S. Okay, Nazi. What the fuck?
Hordes of immigrant voters who's bolstered by her hordes, by her the loving, caring left. And these people are total lunatics, totally deranged animals. I have no problem saying that. Every one of the people that were there supporting Katie Porter today were totally deranged, totally out there. And honestly, I want to make a point of this too. Most of them are not even from the United States. That's another thing. We were in Irvine. Most of the people that live in Irvine, California, again, are not from the United States. And there was a lot of people there that fit that description. And they're coming here and they're voting for someone like Katie Porter, who is putting America last. Think about that. Through mass migration, that's how people Katie Porter get into office. And that's really what's happening in the country. So again, we have to bring these things up. And again, Katie Porter, who's bolstered by her hordes of immigrant voters, who's bolstered by her hordes, by her the loving, caring.
Wow, dude. He was running against her in the congressional district. First of all, there is a sizable Asian immigrant population in Irvine, but there's also a sizable white population in Irvine, as he well knows. And also, Irvine is only one city in the district. Her district goes from Seal Beach to the north. It includes Seal Beach, Huntington Beach, Newport Beach, Costa Mesa, half of Irvine. It's not even the whole thing of Irvine. It's like half of Irvine. And Corona del Mar, Laguna Beach, Laguna Woods, I think, is also in her district. No, actually, Laguna Woods, I think, is part of my district. I'm not positive about that. I think Laguna Woods might be part of my district because I've seen Dr. Asif signs on El Toro Road. This dude is obviously nuts, but he also feels like he can get away with it, and clearly he can, because Irvine PD just hung back. And this is the kind of behavior we've seen out of local police, not just Irvine PD, but also Orange County Sheriff, in regards to favoritism towards the crazy Nazis and MAGA crowd in South Orange County. It's scary. Look at his face. Look how he couldn't even shave his mustache straight. Fuck's sake, dude. All right. If the Orange County GOP is encouraging Nick Torres to attend Katie Porter's events, risking the safety of small children and innocent community members, is this also their support of his campaign? So this was obviously like a year before the primary happened. Do they agree with his comments on Irvine immigrants and his 25-year immigration moratorium? All right, you know what? I can't dive into all this. This is crazy. The guy, obviously, he did not advance. She's running against Scott Bow at this point, which I think once Scott Bow was in the race, like, if the Orange County GOP was encouraging Nick to show up, they knew it was so that he would be a disruptor. It's not so that they would support him in his primary bid. It was because they knew that he would simply disrupt Katie Porter's event. That would be the only purpose behind it. Because once they had recruited Scott Bow, which I'm sure they did, to run for that district because he was a name that people know in Orange County, which is why Katie keeps talking about, like in her ads and at her fundraisers, she keeps talking about trying to get that name recognition and make sure people know who she is. Um, Scott's name has been around for a long time in Orange County. Katie obviously is more popular nationally, but she is a lot newer because she just appeared on the scene to us in 2017. Scott's been around for a long ass time, probably a couple decades or so, I would say. Like he's been in local. They've been building. The GOP's been building their bench for decades, and Democrats just started getting viable candidates. Literally, just started getting viable candidates very recently. Anyway, I think I know I went on this like side thread. I think I captured everything in the original thread, and that is the update. But this is the gross, disgusting dude who disrupted her event. Wow. All right, so that's the latest update.